Okay, so just I want to start off by saying this is a really rough version of what I'm gonna do because I don't really have all my exact ideas put together yet. But this is just kind of like a rough, like I guess you could say outline of what I'm gonna be talking about during my speech. So I'm just making sure you all know that it's not all completely finished, and I still need to make sure I get some more of my sources. But the main idea that I am trying to come across with is that paying college athletes isn't something that should come about. And sort of the solution I'm trying to address is that obviously, the NCAA doesn't want this, so they could advertise in things like commercials during their programs, like in between basketball or football games, or they have tons of advertisements in magazines and stuff like that, where they could be advertising to their millions of viewers. There's so many sports fans out there that this is not something that should come about. And like I said, there could be advertisements on billboards, magazines, commercials. That's just they could get so many people. But I was thinking that the most popular method would probably be in between commercials, because so many just even for instance during March Madness just happened. Um, when I do my actual speech, I'm gonna look up the exact number of how many viewers, but so many people tuned in just I'm sure to see the NCAA tournament. So that would be a huge audience that would be going to. And it would probably be best to introduce this idea through one of the less popular methods, just because it kind of is a controversial topic. So then I want to go into the downside sort of, and the first downside I want to address is that paying these athletes is gonna cause an increase in tuition for other normal students who aren't athletes. I have a source for this somewhere, but the money has to come from somewhere, obviously, to supplement the athletes. And there's many, and you might think that so much money is already coming in, but there's so many other costs that stuff needs to go to. And there are statistics showing that the public is not willing, parents of students are not willing to pay this extra fee for these student athletes. So funding would be a major issue. And also, there's research by the NCAA itself, which is why they would be the ones supporting this through their commercials and stuff, that they do not want to start paying these athletes because it could destroy, this is a quote by the president of the NCAA, Mark Emmert, that this could destroy a framework that has been placed for more than a century. And the main point that he's saying here is that private institutions could choose not to pay this cost, and the public institutions that do may not want to. They might not want to play the teams that have the paid athletes because they might have an unfair advantage with better athletes because they would go to the schools where they were getting paid. And like I said, some schools could choose not to pay. And the NCAA sports is all about tradition. People like what they know. And this could be very upsetting for some people to suddenly just start paying the athletes. And even I found another website linked from the NCAA one, that even athletic coaches are against this. They know these are the people that know their players the best, and they even advise against this. Such as Mark Ritt at the University of Georgia. He made the point that once you start paying these college athletes, they're no longer amateur athletes. That's what the pro leagues are for. Right now, they are at school to learn, and being a student athlete is just another component of that. And he also goes on to say that the beauty of the sport is lost, and like I said, they're there to be students, not professional players. So next, I've been coming up with some more ideas, but I want to go into more about how the commercials are more there's more other options, go in detail for some things they could possibly say on the commercials so they're not offensive and appealing, so they are appealing. And then I'm going to go into my conclusion that it's also still rough, but that's what I have for now. Thanks.